Things have been a bit up and down for most of us over the last 6 months or so, and in my case, that's meant that the channel really hasn't been getting the attention it deserves. But for a bunch of reasons that I'm about to explain, some exciting, well, exciting for me anyway, and some less exciting, that's all about to change. So I thought it was probably time that I got you guys up to speed, and while doing so, you can watch me make an illustration of a jag. There's a good reason for it, I promise. Hello fellow sim racers. You've probably noticed that the frequency of my videos has dropped off dramatically over the last 6 months or so. And you've probably also attributed that to the fact that I've become a father for the first time back in February. And well, that pretty much is the main reason. Work-life balance has been a bit wonky for most of us in that time, and I'm no different. I decided early on that while I couldn't take a full break for paternity leave, I did want to focus most of my attention on my family for obvious reasons. So I was always planning on spending the first 6 months or so of my son's life with him and his mum, getting the lion's share of my time and energy. Well, that 6 months is up now, and it's time to get back to it. I would say get back to normal, but let's be honest, who really remembers what normal is? Anyway, believe it or not, I did have a plan, and that plan involves doing this YouTube gig full time. So that's what I'm going to be doing from the beginning of October. But there's also another critical piece to the grand scheme that I've been concocting. With the way that my videos have developed and the type of content that I'm striving to produce, my little 6 foot by 7 foot back bedroom has been a huge limiting factor. There's really only a couple of totally suboptimal angles where I can shoot, there's way too much gear in the room, and lighting sensibly requires more compromises than I'd really like to admit. On top of that, there are the usual problems that you get when you're working from home, especially with a young and vocal baby in the next room. Suffice to say, it's not ideal. So, long story short, I'm moving into a dedicated studio space, which now I'm saying it out loud does sound kind of ridiculous. But that's very much how I roll, and while I can't say too much at this stage, it does solve all of the issues with my current setup, and it gives me significantly more room to be creative with the kind of video content that I want to create, and importantly, it'll help me separate work and home life in a way that should hopefully be for the benefit of everyone involved. It's about 10 days until I get the keys to the unit, so I'm frantically planning out really exciting stuff like wiring diagrams, labeling and cataloguing all of my equipment, and trying desperately to avoid overcomplicating things, though that really is a losing battle. So what does that mean for you guys? Well, first of all, while I do have a content plan for the next couple of weeks, who knows what that's actually going to look like when the pieces start moving. Beyond that, once I take possession of the unit, I'll start documenting the studio and sim build in the space, because I think it'll be interesting for a lot of you guys, and for those that aren't interested, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And with a good deal of luck on my side, I hope to be up and running, producing videos in the new space in early to mid-October. Now, I've run a studio before, so I'm fully expecting to hit quite a few snags along the way, and to come across some problems which will likely take way more time than is really sensible to solve, so I'm not going to promise more video content in the very short term, but once I've extinguished all the metaphorical and probably literal fires, I'd really like to get back to the old schedule of 3 videos a week. There are also plans for some moderately on-topic live streams as well. Beyond all of that, one of the big plus sides to having a space like this, which I now realise I don't have photos of to show you, which was a big mistake, is that collaborations with other sim racers, content creators, developers and the like will be so much easier, and honestly a lot less weird than inviting them to come round and make some films in my back bedroom, in most cases. So this is something that I'm really keen to get working right off the bat. So that's all of the big news. There is a lot more stuff in the pipeline that I can't wait to tell you guys about, but I'm trying to keep this video short and keep on the right side of a few NDAs as well. So I guess I'll wrap the video up by saying thank you to everyone for your patience. You guys have been really understanding actually over the last 6 months. Oh, and I guess I should probably mention the tenuous link to the Jag. I've been squirreling away bits of motorsport artwork to display in the new studio space for a while now, and I thought actually it'd be quite nice if there was something of my own in there as well. That, and nobody really makes any XJR14 art, which is really a crime when you think about it. Anyway guys, I guess all that's left to say is goodbye. Thank you so much for continuing to watch the channel, and enjoy the rest of your day.